This is Port Ormos. Now where could...
Is that Paimon I hear?
Huh?
Oh, it's been a while. How are you doing?
Dinyarzad! It's been so long since we've seen you!
I'm doing well. I can go as far as saying I don't know if you've heard, but Elazar has completely disappeared, and all the patients have recovered.
You kidding? Knowing them and the connections they've got, I'm sure they've heard about it. That's right. My lady is feeling better now, so I'm accompanying her for a walk.
Why do you still call me that, Dia? You've already informed my father of your resignation.
I guess I'm just used to calling you my lady. Old habits die hard.
Resignation? You mean you're quitting?
Yeah, I might start losing my edge if I keep being a bodyguard for the Homayanis.
You know that my parents and I are fond of you, and that we appreciate you very much.
I'm not a woman that's easily persuaded. When I took this job, I had already decided that I'd quit as soon as you recovered. It's time for...
So what are you gonna do now if you're not...
I want to take a risky job and put my body...
Huh? But we literally...
I know. If I hadn't joined in that plan with you, I wouldn't have come up with... I guess I still get fired up by that feeling of going all out, and life is short. And I'm happy that I got to be a part of that But the whole thing also made me realize that there are still many problems in Sumeru. And as a desert...
Well, I remember a friend had some...
You mean I'll hate them? I didn't expect him to still remember that.
We just came from talking with Al-Haytham at...
Did he tell you that he suggested that I come work at the academia?
What?
I heard that Azar and his cronies fell from power, and Al-Haytham told me that now was a good time to find a job in the academia. But
Whoa. Paimon can't see you being anything other than a mercenary.
Me neither. But I think...
Forget about it. Al-Haytham probably just liked the way I worked and knew I'm good in a fight.
But you know, if you take him up on the offer, Cyno might actually agree, because you're super amazing.
The Matra have all the talent they need as long as they have Cyno. In fact, I chose this job from the very start.
Even if being a mercenary means fate...
A lion has to return to the wild sooner or later.
I don't want to see you go.
I'm glad to hear you say that. Come on, no need for the sad face. It's not like once the whole Dendro Archon thing is settled, everything in Sumeru will take a turn. But a peaceful society will probably mean less demand for mercenaries like me. Before long...
Huh? But wait a second.
Well, no, not yet at least. I promised my lady I'd stick...
So, have you been in Port Ormos this entire time?
Oh, did Nilu...
She heard that you were seen in Port Ormos, so she said...
Huh. It was probably sent to the inn that we're staying at. My lady has been very energetic lately and keeps taking me on hikes, staying out even into the night. By the time we get back, the receptionist is usually off napping on the...
Right, and we tend to leave quite early in the morning, so the old man and dude...
So what it really sounds like is that the person...
I bet the letter's at the reception desk. I'll go...
No wonder there wasn't a reply.
Sorry to make you two...
It must be something important for Nilu to
Yes! She said they were preparing a victory feast in the Grand...
Great! I'll be sure...
Count me in, too. But is there some sort of dress code or anything for the feast?
Since it's being organized by Nilu, I don't think she'll be too picky about that. If anything, I think she wants to see...
All right, then this is how...
The feast will be held in 2 days.
Sure.
Thank you so much for letting us know.
Oh, by the way...
The General Mahamatra always comes and goes without a trace. Normally...
Oh.
But last time we met, he mentioned that he had something to do. As for Raman, your guess is as good as mine. I only don't mention it. You bet.
All right, on to our next...
After recovering from Elazar, everything seems so different to me. When I look...
Yeah, You need to be stronger than an ox.
I think I've heard you say something like that.
Is there any place you'd like to go?
Oh,
Fine by me. If we go to the desert, I can introduce you to my friends there. But
let's go. I'll go pack my luggage now.
you can count me.
It's been a while since we last visited our... Ah, there's Cyno!
What brings you here?
We recovered well, and Tanari agreed to let us leave. So...
It seems Gandharvaville's medical treatment is still as good as ever.
And Tanari is recovering well, too.
That's good to hear.
Yeah, you're the one who brought us to him when we lost consciousness, right?
You're welcome. Tainari has excellent medical skills, and Kale is quite attentive.
But why are you just standing here like a...
I'm meeting some people.
Oh, you mean...
I've already talked with Candace and the village chief. They're still at the usual place, but you know one of the people I'm meeting as well.
Oh, by King Deshret's blessing, my friend suddenly appears in the desert. Don't tell me you...
Roman!
Oh, you...
Oh, well...
Don't worry, these are our friends. No need to be...
I see.
I'm doing well. Many...
Same here. Really, I feel that my whole life...
Oh, tell us everything.
Yeah.
All right, well, I suppose I should... I've decided to leave the academia.
What?
It's not that I've given up on being a scholar. I will no longer pursue research like a typical scholar.
I can see what you're saying now.
What do you mean?
I plan to leave the academia and return to teach here in the desert.
Wow, so you want to become a...
Sataria will return to support education here and teach people from the desert. She can't teach everyone on her own, but there are many of us Eremites all over Sumeru. She came to discuss a collab...
Yes, it's my hope that the Eremites can help me select a group of smart people with the best aptitude for teaching. That is the true meaning of education and the spreading of knowledge.
The people of King Deshret suffer from sandstorms, exile. The stars have always guided caravans. Thieves, soul...
Oh, please, where's all of this coming from?
You deserve these compliments.
Sataria's idea will bring much good to many people.
At first, I feared it was destined to fail. As you know, all knowledge is under their surveillance and control, and very few desert dwellers. But what I heard at that time has been haunting my heart, as if there were lightning bolts. Sataria, you tread a treacherous path, and Sataria, why haven't you gone home? These words sparked something in me, and I knew that I had to bring something back to my people. I gathered up the courage to approach the Grand Sage.
Azar has received much-needed punishment. Though, if you ask me, it may have been too light.
Lord Cyno helped me obtain permission to leave the academia for the... My plan was able to go smoothly, thank...
You're all doing so much for the...
Aside from that, I also have some other business to discuss.
Lesser Lord Kusanali has allocated many resources to support and develop the desert. I've done some business for her. I applied for a few batches of educational materials from the academia, and sent them to several...
That's exactly what the people here need. Physical books and other related items. If it weren't for Cyno and Lesser Lord Kusanali, I'm afraid we'd never be able to...
Apart from this, the academia is also recruiting scholars that are willing to teach in the desert. I'll let you and... We must be persistent about this, and maintain these resources.
This is the first time in hundreds of years we've had a glimmer of hope. Remember these words. Here lies our faithful priest, Kasala. His wisdom is a miracle among the people. I hope people with wisdom like that priest will rise again among the desert dwellers. Then we'll once again see the wisdom...
Enough about us. Are you here to discuss?
No, not at all. Neva wanted to write to everyone, but she wasn't sure. A celebration feast will be held in 2 days at the feast, we'll also be celebrating Cyno's... although... Judging from your appearance, it seems you've already been reinstated.
Celebration? Feast? It's the first I've heard of it.
Khaenri'ah was right. He really didn't know.
This feast is for you, Cyno.
It's rare to see that kind of expression from Lord.
No, not really.
Well, I still have a lot to handle here.
I'm afraid I won't be able to join you. The message is, I'm sorry for how I treated you before, but now you and the art you symbolize are please keep dancing. And someday...
Okay, we've got all that down. Our job here is complete as well.
Got it.
Today's the big day! Everybody's already here. Looks like we're the last ones to arrive.
I'm here.
Ah, there you are.
Well, look who finally decided to show up.
You look like you came here immediately after finishing up some work. I'm very happy to see you here.
But we're not late, are we?
I propose that the last one who arrived be put in.
Nah, there won't be any speeches today.
Oh, really? Well, even better.
Come join us over here. Let's share some great food and...
Everything looks...
Wow! Paimon can't wait! Traveler, just look at all the delicious... Whoa! It's so delicious!
The food was specially prepared for you by everyone in the Grand Bazaar. Everyone that came said that you saved Sumeru and wanted me to...
Ah, feels kinda nice to be seen as a hero. I could get...
Being a bodyguard is also a hero's job. You've always been amazing, Dia.
My lady sure has a way...
And I'm happy to meet everyone that participated in the...
Don't mention it.
Come to think of it, we've really done something impressive.
We owe it to our abilities. And luck.
Really? Why do I remember everybody thinking that luck was against us and feeling like we hardly had a chance of succeeding?
That's how I remember it too.
It's luck that brought us together, and it was luck that let us form a team. Moreover, judging from the result,
Yeah. Everyone gave it their... It was almost like a performance. We took the stage and put on our... Everyone played their part. And thanks to everyone's up...
So, would you say we're good actors too?
It's such a blessing that Lesser Lord Kusanali was able to return to power.
Yes! Even after being abandoned and neglected so many times, she's finally returned. Uh-huh. Lesser Lord Kusanali once used all her power in a great disaster, which resulted in her losing all her wisdom and memories of the past. The Academia basically abandoned her because... This should be something everybody should remember. Huh? You look surprised.
no, everything you said is correct.
That's good.
Something wrong?
Yeah, what's with that face? You knew...
Even if those two giants of the Academia, those sages really have some nerve. 500 years... If you bite the hand that feeds you, don't act surprised when it turns into a knuck.
Perhaps I shouldn't say this, but their treatment of...
You could simply tell Lesser Lord Kusanali that you wish to have Azar and his accomplices
I respect our deity's decision, and won't interfere in any way. While we're on this topic, why didn't you accept...
Are you trying to say that I'm fit to be a sage?
Not at all. But every person handling the selection process has said that you...
Why? Because he dethroned a...
Could you try to put it another way? This is a good thing, yet you're making it sound like I overthrew Azar for my own personal gain.
But seriously, though, I always wondered if you had...
I did have my own motive, but it had nothing to do with being a sage. If the rules of our nation were suddenly cast by the wayside, then it wouldn't be long until chaos ensued.
By that, you mean your life working as the academia...
Precisely.
Wait,
So that's the only reason why you joined us in...
It's reason enough.
You've certainly got quite...
You flatter me.
All right, then. How about you? You've...
That's right.
will you be happy with that?
It's not about being happy. There are merely a lot...
Even so, keep your spirits up and try to be happy, okay? And try to smile more every day, just like I'm doing now.
Thank you. I'll keep that in mind.
My lady, the grilled meat over there is delicious.
Yes, I also tried some fruit just now. What an amazing place to relax.
You said it. Oh, look who else is here.
Hello. Oh, I'm so happy Nilu invited everybody. Oh, no.
Hey, less of that polite chit-chat and more eating and drink.
Ah, there you are, traveler. Well, how is it? Are you enjoying the... It's the first time I've ever invited... You see, every guest here is... Make sure you live it up tonight. I'm honored to have her think of me this way. I can't explain why, but...
I seldom participate in such lively gathering. No. This gathering today, the Grand Bazaar is lively because the people here feel that happiness is an emotion that'll be... I seem to have taken... Oh well.
The atmosphere here is good. And yeah. I don't often come to such places. I have a lot to handle these days.
Hey, what's wrong? Your head is starting to droop. Hey, you can't just fall asleep here. Paimon will go find something delicious for you to eat. You'll wake up once you've... Of course, just wait. It's me. You may blame me for being a bit too self-indulgent. The connection between us is amazing. It's like flora and the fence it grows upon. I heard there's an amazing celebration feast today at the Grand Bazaar. Lately, I've been so busy dealing with all the fallout, although you've already helped me with a lot. Please say thank you to everyone. Is it not convenient? But if I just show up all of a sudden, what if I end up scaring them and ruining this wonderful... Okay. Yes, I have. You said I should go thank everyone as myself, right? So, I've decided to borrow your body for the time being. Please don't blame me. everyone!
Are you awake now? Paimon was just a...
It's me.
Huh? That voice.
Hold up, what's going on?
I didn't expect to have a conversation with the consciousness of Lesser Lord Kusanali in the Grand Bazaar.
No, of course not. Are you Lesser Lord Kusan?
Hello, Nilu.
You know who I am?
Yes, I already know every one of you. Nilu, Alhaitham, Cyno, Dia, Paimon, and Dunyarzad.
Lesser Lord Kusanali?
I took the liberty of occupying the traveler's body so that I could thank all of you in person. Thank you so much for rescuing me, even if that meant placing your own safety in peril and taking the risk of becoming without you, without any of you. I would have been in a much more had you not helped me to resolve the crisis. Not only I, but Sumer people refer to you as the heroes who managed to rescue a god. Please, allow me to present to you my...
Lesser Lord Kusanali, you have done so much for Sumeru, and I...
Dunyarzad, the suffering you endured during your illness is also proof of you being with...
You don't need to be so ceremonious.
This is how the relationship between the Academia and Dendro Archon should be.
You're an Archon, but you act so humble. You really don't need to be so polite with us.
I'm honored to have been able to take part in his plan.
Thank you, all of you. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Are you awake? Did you rest well? After Nahida left, you ate a lot of food. You've become a glutton. That just means you still have a lot to learn from Master Paimon. That's all right. Since you're awake now, should we go and have a... She should be in the Academia right about now. If...
Hello, Traveler and Pine. What a fantastic night. I'm still immersed in awe.
So are we. And that's why...
Is there anything you... After recent events, the Akasha can no longer... I've given it some thought. But this is definitely not a bad thing. Even from the beginning, the Akasha's centralized administration of knowledge has always restrained people's curiosity and curtailed the number of paths available. Although people may initially feel a little uncomfortable with the loss of the Akasha, they will soon understand. And as for the future of Sumeru, the former sages have received their punishment, but the new sages have yet to be selected. I hope that the new 6 great sages will be more focused on academics. Sumeru needs such leaders more. The other big issue is the people of King Deshret. All the residents of the desert. I've already taken some measures to address this. You mean, what happened after the doctor? Not exactly. The top-ranked Fatui Harbingers, up to number 3, possess power comparable to that of gods. I was no match for him in that. However, in spite of the bad situation, I still managed to make a fair deal with the doctor. I'm sure you remember the entity that changed your fate. In fact, the Heavenly Principles has been quiet since the Khaenri'ah disaster 500 years ago. I used this point as leverage. I told him that the Heavenly Principles may be awakened if I destroy the Gnosis. Although it's just a bluff, I assumed that the heavenly principles wouldn't just stand by and let such extensive damage to. And as for what I exchanged for the Gnosis, the exchange served as both punishment for the doctor as well as a boon of new knowledge that I couldn't refuse as the god of wisdom. He's still in a coma. I've hidden him like how one would hide a feather. I know you have many misgivings about him, but as someone who had become a god, don't worry. I'll keep an eye on him and make sure he... In addition, there are still some mysteries left in him. Some things may be very clear from his future will be determined by fate. Is that where you're headed next? As far as I know, that nation operates in a judicial system.
Does their Archon personally judge?
No, there's a Chief Justice in Fontaine. Generally speaking, the Hydra Archon, Focalor, won't preside over individual However, even then, Focalor will still make herself present at just about every trial. As Archon, she still reserves the right to influence the final... Anyway, let's just say she's... Are you sure? Isn't there something else? Huh? About your sister. While you were resting at Gandharvaville, I took some time to perform an Irminsul search for information on your sister.
Yeah! Isn't Irminsul a repository for all the information and memories of Teyvat? So there shouldn't be anything...
This is true in your case. Irminsul indeed does not have any information on... However, there must be something different about your sister. Because, as it turns out, the world has What? There is only one possible explanation. She belongs to this world.
But nothing about this makes any sense! Wasn't this your first trip to Teyvat?
According to the records I was able to access, years after the Khaenri'ah disaster, she began her journey through the 7 nations of Teyvat. But just as her journey was about to reach its conclusion, the Irminsul records on her suddenly become fuzzy.
What do you mean, fuzzy? Did something happen?
All I know for sure is that somebody, for reasons only they can know, is deliberately obfuscated, and whoever it is, if they can do that, who knows what else they're capable.
But even that wouldn't explain how she somehow comes from this world.
Something else I noticed was that according to these records, the Fatui have not classified your sibling as one of the Descenders.
What's a Descender? Paimon's never...
Look, I'm sure you must be curious about the information I received from the Fatui. A very important part of the intel was about this world's Descenders. External beings, ones that don't... Traveler, you are Teyvat's 4th...
Huh? So the Fatui count 3 other Descenders before the Traveler? And his sister isn't even one...
That's right. My current hypothesis is that the first Descender was likely what we now call the Heavenly Principles. As for the other Descenders, I still need to verify their existence.
Paimon's head's about...
And yet, even knowing all this, I'm sure you must still have a lot of unanswered questions. There are many questions in my heart as well. I will need some time to go through each one of them. And soon, you'll also begin your journey anew. And I'm very interested in your future. It's a journey that can't be observed or recorded by this world. If fate is the ultimate knowledge, then your future will be the ultimate fate.
Paimon's sure glad we got to...
The pleasure is all mine. Alright, that's enough talk for today. If you ever miss me, just close your eyes.